what my dating app profile says I'm looking for in a woman.
They asked me to quit drinking, quit gambling, save my money, and to bitch about her aches and pains all day.
Uncooked crabs in the restaurant of the Titanic when it sank. And this is me collecting the annual award for the cheesiest dad jokes on YouTube. Hello guys, welcome back to the show. So today we're going to look at my top 5 bad boy fragrances. An exciting topic, I'm sure you'll agree, so welcome to the Carousel of Smell. Before we get into the main topic, let me remind you that if you're looking for fragrance samples, my recommended UK-based fragrance sampling site is fragrancesamplesuk.com. I've used them for many years as a happily paying customer, and I've now got a discount code for you. The code MrSmelly10 gets you 10% off across their huge range of fragrances. My recommended USA-based fragrance sampling site is the Fragrance Decant Boutique. That's decantboutique.com, and I also have a code for you there, MrSmelly10. The same code works across a ginormous range of fragrances, both linked in the description of this video and highly recommended personally by me. Okay, so we've got 6 bad boy fragrances, my top 5, but before that I want to say again a huge thank you to everyone who has ordered the new amazing fragrance, and this is what spurred this video. Fragmental, Chris from Fragmental, thank you for his reel on this one, said that this is a bit of a badass fragrance.
As you can see, the presentation is luxurious and stylish. A sophisticated, classy gentleman's scent that's also got an injection of attitude.
Arezzo is our phenomenal new release. You can get it at nortonandwilson.com for a special launch price. It is very much a decadent fragrance. We say it's where decadence meets refinement. Notes include mandarin, brandy, orris butter, labdanum, tobacco, real Cambodian oud. It's a really fantastic and somewhat decadent yet elegant and refined in keeping with our brand's ethos. So go and check it out at nortonandwilson.com. Really, really long-lasting fragrance. Absolutely amazing stuff. And don't miss the special launch price.
This is a very classy fragrance, ladies and gents. Smells really good.
First impressions, very impressed. Very impressed by the quality, complexity, and the notes.
It's this wonderful, very complex blend of booziness, some freshness, and spices, and oud, and tobacco, and incense. Absolutely stunning.
You can definitely tell that it's a really high quality fragrance. It's so layered. There's a lot of complexity with this fragrance.
So this gets a thumbs up. Kudos. Well done.
It is very much, it has that bit of badassery, which our other more gentrified fragrances didn't particularly have so much, I guess. But you could still be a badass wearing any one of these, which are all now back in stock. Chypre Fulminare back in stock for customers in the USA, as are the wonderful Gravitas Prom, our original release, and Gravitas Essentia, and also back in stock in all places where we sell. That's the USA, Canada, and the UK. Bon Viveur now back for UK customers, my sort of personal signature scent. So go to nortonandwilson.com. It's the same site whether you're ordering in North America or the UK. Don't miss out. Okay, let's move on, guys. So one great option, Arezzo, Norton & Wilson. Absolutely. Next up, though, we'll go for some other ones. Now, I'm finding some really wonderful ones in my collection. I thought, oh, maybe I don't have too many badass fragrances because I'm a bit square and I like my classic Chypres and my citruses and my fougères, but I do have some badass ones. Rasasi Yukawam, 2012 release. It is, to all intents and purposes, a clone or homage of or to Tuscan Leather by Tom Ford, but we'll ignore that. You could also buy that. This will cost you much less because it's only £60 for a 75ml bottle. Really nice, interesting fragrance. Raspberry, saffron, thyme, olibanum, jasmine, artemisia, leather, suede, woody notes, and amber. Some people say it smells like cocaine. I couldn't possibly comment. I have no idea. It was referenced by someone in a song, a rapper, whose name I've forgotten, and I hope he's not now disgraced, as most of them seem to be. It's really, that makes it a really badass smell. This kind of suederol note is a very, you either like it or you don't kind of note. You'll know it when you smell it, and it does have this slightly kind of fruity, succulent element in the opening, but then this really manly, grabs you by the you-know-whats, leathery undertone, which definitely makes it badass. And loads of people who've got both say this cannot really be told apart from the original Tom Ford one. Lagerfeld Classic is my next option. I'm actually lucky to have the Lagerfeld Cologne version, the Lagerfeld Classic, which you can still buy easily today for amazing prices. I found it online for £19. Smells very similar. Mine may have aged a bit, actually. I kind of like the way it's aged, but my other, I've got the modern one too. Really good, okay? 1978. Why is it badass? Because Al Pacino wore it throughout the filming of Scarface from 1983. That's enough reason for me. Ron Vinograd is the perfumer. Notes include tarragon, clary sage, green notes. There's tobacco in this one too, sandalwood, patchouli, rose, amber, musk, oak moss, tonka bean. It's Some people say it's a bit of a fougere. It almost has an implication of a slight kind of boozy accord in there to me. Maybe cognac or maybe even Cointreau, that kind of orangey liqueur that I used to sneak into my mother's cabinet and have a swig of that when she was out. It all started when I was a child. Okay, Lagerfeld Cologne, definitely a badass fragrance. You have to get Lagerfeld Classic now, and it's really, really cheap and affordable. So I'm giving you some niche ones and some much more accessible ones in this video. That's what we're all about in the Mr. Smelly channel. Next up, I did feature it in a recent video, but Bentley Intense definitely is badass. First of all, if you own a Bentley, you're quite rich, and that might make you feel a bit badass. Not that money is what life's all about. £18 or something I found this online in the UK for, so it should be similarly gettable around the world, USA, etc. 2013 release, great perfumer, Natalie Lawson. Notes include black pepper, bay leaf, there's rum in this one as well. We've got cinnamon, clary sage and leather, so leathery things and boozy things, and there's patchouli in there too. This one, definitely, this one more than any of these has that thing of, oh, it smells a bit like brandy or something, in a really enticing way. It's like a boozy cousin to the old original Givenchy Gentleman, which my dad used to wear. Very manly, very rich smelling, and again, you may like it or you may not, but great value, a great historic brand, and really just very, very brilliant piece of perfumery. Well done, Natalie Lawson. We also have now Dior Jewels. Now, I don't know if this is readily available and in production. I couldn't find it sort of easily, but I did find several bottles on eBay which looked legit and were sort of £125 for 100ml, which is not horrific the way things are today. 2016 was the re-release date, originally from 1980. Jean Martel was the original perfumer. They've probably had to twiddle around with the smell a bit. I do have a vintage, whatever, just get the modern one. Galbanum, herbal notes, cyclamen, hedione, black pepper, fir, leather and cedar. Some people say it's sort of the Dior equivalent to Kouros from 1981 from Yves Saint Laurent, which is famously a very rugged, masculine scent, hence the kind of badassery thing. This came out a year earlier. The other real reason is Jules is actually a word in French which sort of means someone who's a bit of a Casanova, a ladies' man, not a seductress, a seducer, someone who seduces women. And perhaps behaves in a way that might not be morally acceptable to everybody. Sounds a bit like me, really, doesn't it? Jewels from Dior, then, it's actually a very refined smelling classic, green, aromatic, and tiny bit musky, animalic undertones, but less so than Kouros. Really, really nice. Absolutely beautiful. And if you like your sort of green, woody fragrances, that's a must get, I would say, maybe. Last, and therefore least, let's go against, what's the word? Tradition and say last but not least. No, last but least, because it's hard to find, but I did find several bottles on the eBay in the UK, so it's discontinued long ago. 1991 Valentino Vendetta, for the simple reason it smells pretty badass, but Vendetta, that's like a mafia vendetta. I like it, that kind of badassery. Not in real life, but I like to watch films about that. In real life, I don't have vendettas. It doesn't help you, but keep your positive energy. The hatred and jealousy and anger towards people and the desire to revenge only eats up at you. Remember that. But a vendetta can be a fun concept. Perfumer Edouard Flechier. It's a leather fragrance, apparently 1991 release. I found a bottle apparently on eBay for about £40. I think it was a 100ml bottle too. It's got basil, bergamot, green notes, lemon, aldehydes, vetiver, patchouli, labdanum, oak moss, benzoin, leather again. Really manly, really rugged, reminiscent of things like Tom Ford's Italian Cypress, which is a great, great fragrance too and would fit the bill too. But Vendetta, pour on Valentino Vendetta, a really amazing fragrance. So guys, go and check these out. As I've said, some of them, all of them you can get. So don't say they're discontinued. Well, they are, some of them, but I can find them, so can you. That's the point here. And a lot of them readily available for great prices. So please don't forget, go to nortonandwilson.com, get your bottle of Arezzo. We've really upped the game with the luxurious packaging, and the launch price won't last long. And all the other amazing compositions from our perfumer, John Stephen, are back in stock there. We will see you in the next video. Remember, whatever you're doing in life, let's project. And although sometimes life can stink, we can always smell good, right?